Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today's video going to be a wee quick preview of tomorrow afternoon's 3 o'clock kickoff game against St Mirren in our return to league action to see whether we can maintain or extend our 11 points lead at the top of the Scottish Premiership. In the video today we're going to have a wee look at the stats of Celtic at home and Celtic against St Mirren, my own prediction regarding the lineup for tomorrow and also the predicted score, and a wee quick update on the transfer stories and contracts, etc., of players in and out of Celtic as it stands late on Saturday afternoon. Before we do crack on with the video, just a wee quick suggestion, reminder, encouragement. If you are new to the channel, please do click that subscribe button. Keep those numbers slowly going up and up and up. Every new subscriber does make me so happy, so please do click that subscriber button if you haven't already. Do pass on the details of the channel to friends and family to see whether they want to subscribe as well, and do feel free to pop your own comments in the comment section, particularly regarding predictions regarding tomorrow's lineup and tomorrow's score. And if you do like the video, please do click that like button, and also just popped up a wee poll to see what your own feelings are on the merits of signing Kieran Tierney and Jota back to the club. Both are said to be available to Celtic in this transfer window as loans or permanent transfers, and both players are said to be interested in coming to Celtic, and indeed strong stories that Celtic and Tierney and his agent and Arsenal are all in talks regarding various different options regarding Tierney coming back to Celtic. And it is said that Tierney has turned down offers from West Ham, Leicester and Brentford, all to join them instead. And so he does, according to the stories and insiders, he does seem very keen to come to Celtic. Enough of speculation regarding Jota and Tierney, and back to tomorrow's preview. The game is tomorrow afternoon at Celtic Park. It is only going to be available as highlights for those in the UK and Ireland. The match will be covered live by Celtic TV for those who are overseas, but as things stand at the moment, only available if you go to the game itself at Celtic Park, if you're lucky enough to get a ticket, or on BBC Sports Sign in the evening. Celtic have a great record against St Mirren. In the last 10 games against St Mirren, home and away, Celtic have 9 wins and 1 draw and no defeat. In the last 36 games against St Mirren at Celtic Park, Celtic have an amazing 32 wins, 3 draws and only 1 defeat. In the last 36 home games against St Mirren, Celtic are currently on a string of consecutive home wins with clean sheets. That's now 5 games in a row we've had a win and a clean sheet. So looking tomorrow to extend that to 6. Celtic have also gone 386 days unbeaten at Celtic Park in all competitions. The last time we lost at Celtic Park was to Hearts 2-0 on the 16th of December 2023. So we went a whole calendar year at Celtic Park unbeaten in the league, the cups, and in Europe, which is a very remarkable record because obviously during that time we were playing some very strong teams, both domestically and from overseas in Europe. Very much looking for Celtic to bounce back from the awful result against Rangers a few days ago. I think, as I said in comments and in the video review of the game, I think it's a one-off blip. I think Celtic will bounce back. I think it was a mix of factors. I think it was partly to a lot of games in a short period of time. Some players struggling a bit, I think, for energy levels, and maybe also a degree of overconfidence amongst the squad and the coaching staff, and Brendan Rodgers in particular. And I think also one or two possibly slightly dodgy selections by Rodgers, and certainly one of the things that both I and a lot of you are thinking is that Rodgers and the players did absolutely nothing to change the tactics, change the formations, change the way they lined up. They did nothing really to combat the way that Rangers were playing. And Celtic did have quite a number of options off the bench, but they also had the facility within the team to go to a 3-5-2, pop Ida and Kyogo up front together, use the fullbacks as wing backs, and going to a back three with Johnston, Carter Vickers, and Trusty or Scales. They had lots and lots of different options. If they go into five midfield, they might well have got a better control of the midfield battle, then allowed the fullbacks to then overlap to give Celtic some width. They could have used Dyson Maida or Nicholas Kuhn as a roving player behind Kyogo or Ida up front. But certainly Rodgers did absolutely nothing to change the team until probably it was too late, but also nothing to change the tactics or the formation at all in the whole game. Saying all that, I think Celtic will make a few changes for tomorrow's game. I think there are two very clear changes that Rodgers needs to make in reaction to the awful result against Rangers on Thursday the 2nd. My predicted lineup is going to be Schmeichel in goals, Johnston right back, centre backs Carter Vickers and Trusty. I think Scales has to get dropped. His performance on Thursday was so awful, so lacking what we require at this level that he has to get dropped to the bench. And I think coming off the bench, Scales is a very useful player, and they can cover centre back, left back, and can also at a push cover midfield options as well. I think at left back, I think he's going to have to go with Alex Valley. I think Taylor again had a very poor match. I think also at the moment maybe Greg Taylor's contract talks and desire to get away from Celtic is maybe preying on his mind, and certainly his performance against Rangers was well below the standard we need. I think in midfield, I think we'll go again with Callum McGregor, with Hatate and Engels. There's a possibility we might go with Luke McCowan instead of Hatate. I think, assuming that Engels is fit, I think he deserves the start as one of the two more advanced midfielders. I think we'll go again with Maida on the left and Kuhn on the right, and Kyogo through the middle. The two wide players played very, very poorly on Thursday. I think Kyogo had a pretty good game, all things considered. He had quite a significant lack of service. He probably should have scored that goal in the first minute when he was given a chance in the 6-yard box, but failed to control the bobbling ball from the corner kick. He did score a goal that was disallowed, and a couple of times he did get through into the Rangers box area, but was taken out and tackled by the covering player, particularly Sterling, who used that wee bit of extra pace, which Rangers don't usually have in the centre of their defence, to keep an eye and control to Kyogo. There is an argument to start Adam Ida instead, but I think Rodgers will go with Kyogo, as Kyogo was looking good in his game against St Johnstone just before the Rangers match when he did get 2 goals. Looking at a predicted score, I'm going to go for Celtic to win 3-0 at home and get back on a winning run, extend that unbeaten record at Celtic Park past 386 days. See if we can go another year unbeaten at Celtic Park. That would be pretty amazing. I think St Mirren are a team who can be frustrating, can be difficult to break down. We need to remember 8 months ago, they did come to Celtic Park, last game of the season, and needed a Luis Palma goal 4 minutes from the end to give us a 3-2 win. However, we did win nice and comfortably. a few months ago, 3-0 at away at St Mirren, and I think a similar result, 3-0, is on the cards for tomorrow's game. Just a wee roundup of the news. A lot of stories are suggesting that Greg Taylor is very keen to leave Celtic and very keen to leave Celtic as soon as possible. It's thought that he will be signing a pre-contract to go to Dinamo Zagreb to start in the summer of 2025, and is also pressurising Celtic to allow him to be transferred straight away to Dinamo Zagreb, who are starting a new chapter with a change of coach to Fabio Cannavaro, the Italian ex-international, and Taylor said to be very keen to move to play for Dinamo Zagreb and come under the coaching and management of Cannavaro. At the same time, it would appear that Kieran Tierney has turned down offers from West Ham, Brentford and Leicester, and is said to be in talks with Celtic. Initially, it thought this will be a pre-contract to start in the summer of 2025 as a definite option, and at the same time are exploring all the various different options regarding bringing him in sooner. Could be a loan deal where Celtic have to pay Arsenal a set fee, could be an early transfer paying 2 or 3 million. There's also the option that Tierney could negotiate a termination of his contract at Arsenal 6 months early. But that may require Tierney giving up a couple of £1 million in basic salary. So all those things are up for negotiation and discussion. I wouldn't expect anything to get finalised in the next couple of days, but it may be Monday, Tuesday that things do progress further. Similarly, it's said that Rennes are sanctioning Jota leaving the club in this January transfer window. Could be a loan with a view to buy, could be a straight purchase, and Jota has expressed apparently a desire to come back to Celtic, and I think a transfer fee of around £6 million, which is what the rumoured fee would be well within Celtic's budget. And for that reason, I've popped a wee poll up on the channel to see whether you feel we should sign Tierney but not Jota, Jota but not Tierney, both Tierney and Jota, or don't sign Tierney, don't sign Jota, and instead look for younger, newer options at left back and as a wide player. No definite moves as yet of Stephen Welsh going off to Mechelen, although we have recalled Dane Murray, our young centre-back from the loan at Queen's Park. So that does look like Celtic might well be moving on at least one of their current backup centre-backs. Nothing definite regarding Luis Palma. Said that Olympiacos, the top team in Greece, are very keen to buy him in the winter window, as are the Serie A team Genoa. They apparently have Luis Palma at the top of their January window shopping list. However, it's thought with currently James Forrest being out and Yang's performances not really being up to scratch, that Brendan Rodgers is keen to keep hold of Luis Palma during this transfer window and then reassess things in the summer, although we'll see how all that pans out. Nothing definite regarding Mike Nawrocki. There's one or two wee stories that he may be leaving or he may be staying, and it might be dependent on what happens with Stephen Welsh. And similarly, Odin Thiago Holm going to LAFC in Major League Soccer. Nothing progressing with that, and there are a couple of stories that Odin Thiago Holm has suffered a groin injury and is out injured again, although I've only picked that up in one particular Celtic news article. Nothing else new regarding any other players on Celtic's shopping list, but I'll do my best to keep up with all that over the next 3 or 4 weeks as the transfer window develops up to the end of January, start of February. That just about finishes things off for today. I will be doing a post-match reaction video either late on Sunday evening or early on Monday morning. And so until then, goodbye. Good luck Celtic in your game against St Mirren. let's hope we get that confidence building 3-0 win or greater. And hail, hail.